turn right back around on Monday and be able to correct those things. And we did that on Monday, and we had another good day Tuesday. So just not even attacking, knowing that we have a game on Saturday, you got to attack it each and every day with the same mindset. And that's a growth mindset, and just continue to go out and try to play the best football you can and make sure you're prepared for that moment.
Is learning how to honestly evaluate yourself on tape, is that a skill?
Um, I don't know if it's I guess you could say it's a skill. It's something you have to be brutally honest with yourself, and that's hard. It's hard to do. And there's a lot of people around you that's going to want to pick you up, family who don't really understand, saying you're too hard on yourself. But at the end of the day, you know what it is that you have to do to be the best version of yourself. And learning from guys around you, guys who've been in that position before, and I try to step in when it comes to that and help them be the best version of themselves. But I'm helping them, I'm helping myself as well.
Jermari, leadership, obviously, I'm assuming, is pretty important right now when some of those big goals have kind of been out of your reach now. I guess, how are you keeping guys around you on the defense focused? And Luke mentioned, game by game, keeping it there instead of thinking about the end of the season.
Yeah, so we have 5 opportunities left, and we have a practice tomorrow. So I think it's simpling things down to that, to making today, have a goal of making today the best day possible. So if we look at it like that, we have a lot of goals ahead of us still, and there's a lot of goals to achieve, and there's a lot of work to be done in order to achieve those goals. So just simpling things down like that, taking it one step at a time, keeping your head where your feet are, and going out and attacking every day.
That corner spot opposite of you has seen some rotation. TJ, John, and Deshaun. I guess. Do you have a thought there about how those guys are playing, how you're trying to help them out, because there's been some struggles over there too, right? I guess, are you just constantly trying to impart wisdom of a guy who's been around a little bit longer? What's your approach there?
So a lot of people forget about I actually was in that position last year where I was getting picked on, and in 21 I was getting picked on. So the only thing I've been in that position, I understand how it feels. It's very tough and it's very hard to watch that tape, but you got to do, as a man, you got to do what you have to do, and sometimes it's tough to do, but it's what we have to do at the end of the day, And I just try to harp on just the simple daily disciplines, just trying to be the best version of yourself every single day.
Anything that you're seeing from those guys that's particularly encouraging, even though they are getting picked on right now?
Yeah, every day I think they're growing. I think they want to learn, and that's the start of it right there. As long as you want to learn and are looking for the help and reaching out for the help, I think that's the start to something special. And I think they're going to be, at the end of the day, I think they're going to be all great players. And I can't wait to watch them in the future. And the future tomorrow, Saturday, So I'm looking forward to continue to watch their growth and the growth of us as a team.
What's your communication like to them in game when maybe they get beat or maybe they are getting picked on? Do you just try to keep them up, or I guess what does that look like?
Yeah, they're very hard on themselves, and they understand that the margin of error is very small. But you also have to understand that we play the cornerback position, so you're going to get beat, and then you're going to have to go up and line back up seconds later and do it again. It's kind of having that mindset of I can't think of the word right now, but having a short-term memory with things, because you still got plays in front of you that you gotta take care of, and if you're thinking about the last play, trying to play the play in front of you, you're already a step behind.
What do you see from Jalen Watson?
I love Jalen. And I think he's a very humble young guy, advanced for his age, more advanced than I was, and I'm looking forward to seeing him for these next couple of years as time goes on. His just growth, development. I think he's another guy that's willing to learn, willing to listen, willing to put in the work to be where you have to be in order to be good at this game. And similarly with all of them, they all have the same mindset, just willing to learn. And that's all you can ask for.
You think Jalen could go right now, help you guys this year?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I think he can go. All 4 of those guys, if we had Jalen, I think it can help us tremendously this year.
Early on in the film study, what do you see from Northwestern's offense?
Very mobile quarterback. They have good receivers on the outside that to get them the ball in space. 2 good backs, 3 good backs. We have a veteran receiver in 17, another veteran in 8 who was at Michigan. and played in some big time football games. I just found out the quarterback is from Brother Rice. Am I right? He's from Brother Rice. I actually lost to Brother Rice in high school, so I'm looking forward to that matchup.
You got to set that right. You got to set that right now.
It's nothing personal, but it's in the back of my mind.
I understand you played basketball in high school, right?
Mhm.
When did football begin to be serious for you?
I grew up a Bears fan, diehard Bears fan. I was the type of kid that I write letters of defense and give to my granddad to send it to Lovey Smith. So I really grew up a Bears fan, and kudos to my grandfather. Really helped me out. I remember sitting down on Sundays and watching games. But just growing up in Chicago, there's more basketball courts than there are football fields. So every corner you go, there's a basketball court. So and everybody around me is playing basketball. So my first true love was basketball. I just love the game. I feel like it's poetry in motion. And when I was a sophomore in high school, I figured to make that transition because I know I had the athleticism to play, and I knew the game of football. So in my sophomore year, I went out to Montini and made that transition, and I haven't looked back.
So sophomore year was the first year you played football,
My junior year.
June.
I played when I was 10, so I played 3 years, I believe, in Little League, and I stopped playing when I was 10 and picked it back up when I was 16.
So real competitive.
Yeah.
Junior year was your first year.
Mhm.
What was that learning curve like? Because I guess you haven't been playing defensive back for that long though, compared to other people.
This is my 7th year playing corner.
Yeah.
I actually started out playing safety in high school. I had messed up my shoulder, so I missed a few games my junior year. But it wasn't the same, just tough nose. I like to hit as a kid, so thought safety was for me. Then I realized I'm a little quicker, and basketball background helped me easily transition to corner and played 7-on-7 with Boone. It actually helped me out tremendously just with footwork and actually knowing the game as a defensive back and taking that into my senior year, having momentum from that summer, playing up against guys. I played against Jaden Hazelwood, George Pickens, Bo Nix in 7-on-7. So playing up against those guys and going into my senior year, I had the momentum and kept it rolling.
Who were some of the Bears players you wrote a letter to?
Bears players?
Yeah.
I actually tried to send it to Lovey Smith.
Oh, just to Lovey. Okay.
Yeah, I think I wrote up a play and sent it. I can have my granddad attest to this. I don't know if he sent it, but just a thought that counts.
You didn't get anything back then.
Definitely. Definitely.
Wait,
They
so-
have bigger priorities.
You said did you write a play? Or what did you? What
Yeah, I
was it?
tried to draw up a play.
Draw up a play.
Yeah, we had a printer in the house. So I just take a blank and just draw up a play. And I can send this to Lovey. I don't know if he sent it or not. I'm sure Lovey probably doesn't even know who I am. So it's just, I always had a love for the game. I just genuinely love the game.
I understand that in high school, you waited on Iowa. You knew you wanted to go to Iowa, and you maybe pass on other opportunities to try to get that offer. What do you? Why was that the case? I guess.
Just doing my homework, just realizing a lot of guys who are successful kind of had a similar background as me. 2-star, 3-star athlete who played multiple sports. So I learned about Coach Parker and Coach Wallace, Coach France, and I decided that's the place I wanted to go. And people told me I was crazy for that because I just started playing football. I told them I'm going to go to Iowa. And just continue to do what I had to do on a daily basis, and got the call from Coach Wallace, and now we're here.
Go ahead.
No, I just what were the offers that you were like?
North Dakota State,
Okay.
NIU, some Max, but really, if I didn't go here, I probably would have went to North Dakota State.
What made you there's a chance I guess you could have lost those opportunities by waiting for Iowa.
Trust in my heart, like the decision to come back, just trust in my heart. I'm big on trusting my heart, and that's going to this point, it's led me to the right way, so I'm going to continue to do that.
Does the Northwestern game mean a lot to you, just being kind of I don't know if it's kind of the homecoming game for you, but the team that was at least geographically probably closest to you growing up?
No, I wasn't a big Northwestern fan. I wasn't a big college fan either. Growing up in Chicago, we had professional sports. So when it comes to that, no, not really. I look at every game the same. I have the same mental approach, the same routine for the last 10 weeks. And now that we're midway through the season, it's kind of coming back in my hand. I don't even have to think about it. I just wake up and do it.
Do you know anybody on that team? I don't know if local kids from Chicago go.
AJ Hennon. AJ Hennon, I don't know him personally, but I know I'm sure he knows me probably.
What can you share about the 6 a.m. workouts with Chris Gulfer this offseason?
So I actually met Chris in Boom when I played Boom my junior going into my senior year, and he's somebody I've been comfortable with, and I trust in his process. I mean his drills, and he's a guy who's also willing to just work. He's just like me in that way. So this summer, I ain't doing any vacationing, nothing. I'm not a big vacation guy. I've actually never taken a vacation. I know I just like to work, and he was willing to work with me, and we've been working ever since. And he's been a part of this process, and we've just been growing.
What were some of the things you were focusing on